talk about Revolution Now, a protest that was named Revolution Now that took place in Lagos, Abuja, and some other places, very few states in Nigeria. Yes, revolution is a kind of a good idea. Is a good idea that is necessary when a particular government is not actually functioning well. But the situation of Nigeria is very, very different. What makes it so different is that no Nigerian youth is ever ready for this kind of movement. We are all very docile. We don't care about the government. All we talk about is football. All we talk about is entertainment, BB Nigeria. All those things that doesn't matter actually is what we Nigerian youth are after. For me to tell you the truth, when I see this revolution now, it was an idea that Sowore wanted to champion last year before he was arrested and detained for several months. So it was very, very unfortunate that this month, 5th of August, that some group of people carried out the same kind of thing. Yes, it's a welcome idea, but we are not yet ready. We are not yet ready, and again, it has long overdue. I don't even see that as the most necessary thing, because Nigerian youth, we don't actually have the same kind of thinking. We don't actually have the same kind of mentality. Again, we think different. Hence, it comes to politics. An Igbo man will never agree with an Hausa man. An Igbo man will never agree with a Yoruba man. Okay, now you want to carry out an ideology, revolution now, and the revolution is all about disagreeing or unseating an incumbent government. Fine, because I know that if it's a military era, you have Q. Q is the same thing as revolution, because Q is a kind of movement, something you use to overthrow a military sitting president or government. Then in civilian political setting, you use revolution to unseat unfashionable government. Fine. Now, an Igbo man will never support this kind of idea, because Igbo, they are not actually again interested, and the government itself understand that. And Igbo, no matter what you do to better Nigeria or carry out this kind of movement, that Igbo will never support. And that is truth. You can never, I don't think you can even see this kind of movement in Eastern land. I don't think. They can never even come out. And that is just the truth. Then when it comes to Hausa man will tell you, oh, you want to overthrow my daddy or I be my brother. Okay, you want to overthrow our Buhari. Hausa man will never agree with you. You see the problem? Now, somebody said that the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mentality of the oppressed. Now you see it. They have divided us politically. They have divided us religiously. Now there's never a time an Hausa man will agree to remove Buhari. And that he knows that as truth, and even the federal government himself that consists are mainly occupied by the Northerners. They understand the very stuff that there's never a time this thing could be generous, because they know if anything that will make it to be a general stuff, government won't be afraid of it. So all this kind of arrest, yes, is just a mere something. It's just a ceremonial kind of arrest. It's just to make sure that you do not even create a scene. That is why you are seeing some few military going around to arrest. Or they don't want you to have a good tangible number. They don't want you to have that kind of movement. That is to get a better scene, and they know that. So we are not actually ready, or it has long overdue, because if it's in because I could remember when Mubarak from Egypt, there was a revolution that unseated a sitting government in Egypt. I could remember how bloody the revolution was then. I could remember around 2011 or 12 or so, about some years ago. I could remember. Now, who is ever ready to do that kind of thing in Nigeria? IPOB, they are there. They are not even ready. They have the largest control in when it comes to Eastern land. Now, they can never support you to talk about the revolution. Now, anything that will better this country, they are not interested. And once they are not interested, they can never form a powerful movement to do anything, to do anything that we see as if you want to better Nigeria or something like that. No, all they want is anything that will continue to create bad image for this country, and that is, you know, the truth. So, what are your strategies? You, the planners of this revolution now. Sowore is there, Deji, they are there. And you know that any time you started, the government know that you cannot. You don't have the liver and you cannot. Had it been that the Igbos will support, the Hausas will support, now the Yorubas that are championing it, that are mainly in that very group, all of us will come together to champion it. But since it's like this, nobody is ever interested, and the government knows that you people are divided. So for me, let this very ideology, if you know that you don't have a powerful strategy to achieve this kind of goal, just forget about it. Stop doing something like that looks childish every time. Stop it. Let this revolution now stop, because it can never take. Revolution is the last thing that will take place in this country because of what our differences. Is the last thing that will take place in this country. Revolution is just at the same thing. Say when you talk about Igbo presidency, revolution is as hard as Igbo presidency. Igbo man becoming the president of this country. Revolution is just as the same thing as Igbo presidency. Then, how do you believe that it is possible? You want to champion Igbo, you want to champion revolution now in this country. If you try it, you lack a lot of strategies. You have a kind of little idea of what you want to do. Because had it been that you know actually what you want to do, you know that the government is already afraid of what you want to do. But they see that you lack a lot of ideas, you lack a strategy, you lack a lot to carry that ideology out. So they're not taking advantage of it. So that is just at the same thing. That very thing, when I say that the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mindset. Is the mindset, our thinking capacity of the oppressed, of we that are being oppressed. There is never a time revolution will happen in this country. It can never be happen. I don't see it, because we are not one. We are not one. We are divided politically and religiously, economically. We are divided in many diverse in this country. We are divided. Hausa man will never support you. Yoruba man will never support you. Igbo man will not support you. So why are you talking about revolution? It's impossible. Very, very impossible. It can never be achieved in this country. So anything about anything about revolution now in this country, just cancel it, because I see it as the last thing that can happen in this country, which is very, very hard. The government is afraid of it, because they know. That is why they are sending some military, some armed men, because they don't want you to create a scene. They don't want you to have a little crowd, so that you don't draw some international consent. So forget about this stuff of revolution now. Just Sowore and his colleagues, just forget about it. It can never happen, and it can never happen in this country. Just as it's very hard for an Igbo man to become the president. I've said it before. The same thing. So forget about it. Let's talk about another thing. Let's talk about, we have a lot of things that is very wrong with this country that we have to talk about. But this very thing, this very a revolution, please just forget about it, because you don't actually know what you want to do. You know, you have the idea of revolution, but you don't know how to back it up, the strategies to back it up, what it takes to carry it out as a revolution. So just forget about it. So that is my message to you, the bodies that are the group that is carrying it out, because it's a group of people. It's not actually a national issue. It's not actually a national idea, but it's a group idea. So let that group just hear this message and forget about it. That is a message. So take care. My name remains Benedict Chukwuma Juoro. Thank you.